In his training camp in Miami Beach, Ali was beating the publicity drums loud and clear. And sometimes it got insulting.
You're going to see two heavyweight champions fighting. One is the phony and one is the real one, and it's going to be easy to distinguish who is the phony.
Well, number one, he's too ugly to be the world heavyweight champion.
Everybody wants to know what's going to happen to Joe Frazier. And
he came back just as Muhammad Ali left. Brash, taunting, working the crowd, working the media, only as Muhammad Ali could.
Joe Frazier, he fight like this. He takes a lot of punches, his nose is flat, he's ugly, he can't talk.
Look how scared I am. Yeah, me sticking on you.
He knew Joe wasn't scared of him.
Making you famous.
So he had to find some buttons to push on Joe to get him out of his game.
There was a lot of resentment on Ali's part as to what he had been through. And to Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier had become the symbol of his oppressors.
A lot of them want me whipped because of the draft. A lot of them want me whipped because I'm black.
In many ways, Joe lived the African-American experience to a much truer extent than Ali did. Joe was the son of a sharecropper. Joe was raised poor.
He was not an orator. He was from the country, and you have the sudden draw, and he was kind of the type of guy that you live and let live.
He got into a gym, he trained, you pointed him in the direction, and he went. That was it. He knew nothing about politics, nothing about gamesmanship.
We're gonna quieten up Joe Frazier and everybody with Joe Frazier.
Right. Ali defined him in public as some kind of a white man's Negro, ass-kissing, Uncle Tomming, never stood up for anything except a purse in the ring. Plus, you're not a good-looking guy, and you're dumb.
How do you feel, champ?
As Joe saw it, look, I'm just a fighter. Let's get in the ring and let's fight. He didn't understand all of these assets of showmanship that Ali brought to the fair and that Ali rained down upon Joe.
I ain't bothering him, don't he bother me.
My mind just go, why this guy doing this? I mean, why you have to say these things about me? Hey, I'm a Tom, I'm a white man champ. That wasn't what it's all about. It's about being a champ for the world, represent everybody.
It got very ugly. I asked one of his wives, what did Ali really think of Frazier? She said he thought that he didn't understand what was happening around him, and he thought truly that he was a pure nigger.
I like Joe, and Joe in his innocence was representing white America in his innocence. And that will incense a revolutionary who's trying to make change and know doggone well there's no equality. But I think there's a cruelty in calling people certain kind of names.
Better violent to die than to Uncle Tom and try. Making peace to live a lie.
Yank Durham and myself is responsible for Clay to get a license. And after he got a little foothold, he tried to do everything and say everything to put me down. The thing that really, I believe, hurt my dad was that he gave his heart, his soul to help another brother, and then that brother comes back and then like a knife cuts him. Definitely I was a Tom for him, so he get a license to fight again. I would get in all kind of trouble in school. The majority of the kids like, Ali's gonna whip your dad. Your dad can't fight, Why you say that? Why you say my dad? Because he's the Tom. I'm like, what? Yeah, my dad ain't no Tom, And in the black community, those are harsh words. This is their dad. You know what I mean? And why are people being rude to them and cruel? So it built up an anger that he felt the only way to strike back was to get Ali in that ring and beat his ass.
Ali's taunts could be cruel, racially cruel.
That's what you are, Uncle Tom.
Earlier in his career, he had tormented both Ernie Terrell and Floyd Patterson.
Call me Muhammad Ali, not Cassius Clay. This is what Muhammad Ali is saying for him the whole time.
He actually punished those men in the ring because they refused to call him Muhammad Ali. So here was Joe Frazier, his next victim, so to speak.
And the next one to ignore Ali's chosen name.
What do you call Muhammad? Did you?
No, I call him Clay.
You call him Clay?
Yeah. He called me Tom, called me the white man's champ. So therefore I said, hey, Cassius.
I'm gonna beat your butt until you call me Muhammad Ali. I got one of these.
I know that would make him mad.
I got one of them.
Only those who were bigots, rednecks, hardliners continued to call him Clay, almost as an insult. And when Frazier chose to do that too, to a lot of African Americans, it was kind of like, hey, who are you siding with here? Take a look in the mirror.
Adding meanness to an already mean situation took the fight beyond the ring to just about everybody in America. That's how Ali was selling the fight.
Muhammad Ali was a big huckster, too.
Joe Frazier's so scared he won't even weigh in with me. He won't even have a physical with me. He won't let nobody watch him train. He's scared to death.
See, if you talk enough stuff long enough, right, you're going to get two things that are going to happen. Some people are going to like you and some people are going to hate you. And if you work in the arena of boxing, right, where somebody actually can be paid to put his foot deep in your ass, then people will pay for that.
The whole world tunes in when the name Muhammad Ali's on the building.
Frazier never understood why Ali thought he had to make fun of Joe to sell tickets. They were guaranteed the money, $2.5 million each. They did not have to sell tickets.
Ali was selling himself. He was also selling Joe Frazier short, and the media ate it up.